Hey, I'm Victor Lucas. This is Johnny Millennium. You are watching Film Fury, and we're going to review Thor Ragnarok. But first, we have to thank our pals at the VFS School of Film. Now, Taika Waititi has taken Thor in a completely different direction. Johnny Millennium has been looking forward to Thor 3 all year long.
No, I have not
been talking incessantly about this. It stars Chris Hemsworth, Tom Hiddleston, Cate Blanchett, Anthony Hopkins. Taika Waititi, the director, also plays Korg in here. Carl Urban is in this movie. There are lots and lots of very good actors. Idris Elba is in this thing. What did you think of Thor Ragnarok?
Well, we've been talking about this movie for a long time. We keep seeing all the posters in the theaters.
The hype is big.
Yeah, and I walk up, and this is me every time I see the poster. Oh, God, I don't want to see like Thor 3. And you're like, yeah, I can't wait for Thor 3.
I think I might be in the minority here. When I reviewed the other two Thor movies with Scott, he didn't like them at all.
I didn't mind them, actually. Isn't that interesting?
I really like them because they're so weird. He's a cosmic superhero. They went off in a totally different tangent. I like Natalie Portman in there, and I liked all of the actors, but especially I think Chris Hemsworth. He's a fantastic choice.
He is a
good
Thor.
Superhero.
Nobody's saying that.
He's a great Thor. Yeah,
he's a good Thor. I didn't mind the Thor.
Yeah.
No, anyways, there's my Seinfeld. But anyways, I was not looking forward to this movie.
Yeah.
And guys, you won't believe this. I absolutely love this movie.
It's ridiculously fun,
It is ridiculously fun.
Yes.
It is Guardians of the Galaxy fun. And one thing I want to say here is that I'm not a huge fan of superhero movies. This last year has been incredible.
I know.
I'm
very solid.
Turnaround for me. I'm becoming a superhero fan again. And
well, you know what they have to do? They have to take these creative risks. They got to get a bit crazy, you know? And the Guardians of the Galaxy movie, I think, opened the door for Taika Waititi and his writing team to kind of come up with more of a comedy. I forgot Mark Ruffalo, of course, who's in this movie. He's mostly the Hulk in this thing, which is incredible. But it's like a buddy comedy. It's like a team-based variant on what happens with the Avengers, but with a bunch of loopy archetypes that shouldn't work together but do.
This movie should be stupid.
Yeah.
It should be dumb. You got the Hulk fighting in an arena
and
against Thor, spaceships. And that's what
and Jeff Goldblum, who's incredible in this movie.
Oh my! See, we're gonna get to this.
Yeah.
We're gonna start at the beginning.
Yeah.
The one thing I liked about the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about the universe based on the Earth superheroes.
Yeah.
I mean, when we leave the Earth and go to other planets.
When we get cosmic, man.
Man,
yes.
I've fallen in love with this universe
it's because it almost crosses the threshold into Star Wars a little bit, but honestly, this is like the spiritual successor sequel to that awesome Flash Gordon movie from the 80s.
Oh my God! You know what's so weird? We're watching the movie, and some of the music was like making me have Flash Gordon, the movie.
I'm sure
flashbacks.
Taika Waititi was thinking about that movie and the crazy characters in that.
And Gordon's alive!
Yeah, and everybody played it kind of for serious, but not really. This one, it's almost the inverse of that. Everybody's playing it for laughs, but there is still some emotional sort of beats that work, and the action is incredible in this.
Really well-directed stuff.
It crescendos well. There's epic scenes, epic battles with giant monstrosities, and there's also some small moments of, I think, some character growth, especially between Thor and Loki.
Yeah.
You know,
it's always a bit the same there. You know,
yes.
like I gotta be honest, the story is very stereotypical.
Yeah.
You know, Thor and the rest of the gang are going up against a brand new bad guy.
Right.
But does show a lot about his backstory and his family's backstory. So that is cool to the story.
Yeah, and Cate Blanchett is fantastic as Hela.
She was really good. At first I didn't even recognize her.
Riveting.
That's the best.
You know, just the commanding presence, and she's having fun. She's chewing up some scenery, but she's really, really solid as a bad guy, right?
But the story is very stereotypical.
Yes.
It's like every superhero movie we've seen before. There's a bad guy, Cate Blanchett, against Thor, and you have all the minions they have to beat up.
Yep.
But this movie, I've never seen this for a superhero movie like I've seen for this one.
No.
The audience was laughing and applauding, and I was like, I was trying to be stern-faced, started watching this movie.
Yeah.
And it broke me up. I just got right into it, and I was laughing all the way through. I had a fantastic time. Really good humor, too.
Yeah,
that
really.
should fall on its face, but it doesn't.
It's really solid. You know, I noticed Chris Hemsworth comedic chops.
Yeah, he's good.
In in all the Thor movies. He's actually very funny in the Thor films, and I think that's what
he plays it really straight.
Yeah, and also the Avengers movies. But I think Marvel kind of said, well, this guy has got some real talent with this stuff. And then he was in Ghostbusters, the 2016 movie, which wasn't great. he was the funniest thing in the movie.
He's good in that.
Yeah,
which says a lot.
He's funny, and I think that's the deal. Is like they centered it around him and his ability to kind of be. I mean, he is this giant dude, anyways, but then he can be funny with that physicality and with this. I mean, there's a scene
and he
where
can be serious,
and he can be serious, but there's this scene where he's like blowing a fit and he picks up this giant metal ball and he throws it at a window and it smacks him right in the head and he just falls down and he gets and it was just perfectly played
and he just keeps on doing the same cool speech he was doing before that, like nothing happened. These jokes should not be working, but they're working so well. And
I don't know, man. This was expertly timed. Really, really well performed. Stuff all the way through. But you have to give credit to the writers who took the risk, and also Marvel, who now has hit after hit after hit. And you can say what you want about the formula and the tiredness of superhero things,
but it was a lot of fun.
They're consistently entertaining, and because they're now taking these really crazy risks, you know, which is really fun to see.
And one of the big risks you brought up right in the beginning, Jeff Goldblum.
Yes.
Playing himself as an alien on this planet, the Grandmaster.
Honestly, one of the most charming and
wonderful.
Just like it's kind of like it honors Jeff Goldblum's career in a way, right? Like
so true.
It was just a treat to be in the theater watching this guy do this stuff that kind of connects the dots to every
role he's ever done.
He was so perfect as the Grandmaster.
Cool, so funny, so brilliant.
Everything he utters is just...
I know.
It's gold. You're just like, oh my
it's
God, he's
amazing. It really, really is. I was blown away. And the story was pretty good, honestly. And we got to see a few cameos. I don't even know if we should mention those. By some other superheroes, which I was really thrilled to see.
It was cool.
And I didn't like some of their other movies, but seeing them in this, wow, they've matured and they have their own role now. You know what I mean? They become those superheroes in this universe.
Absolutely. And even seeing the maturation of the Hulk model, and he's a little more articulate now.
It's still very CG.
He's very CG, but very funny, and the scenes between Hulk and Thor are magnificent and so entertaining, you know? And there's a lot of tips of the hat to the work that's been done before that has gotten this franchise to this point that they can have this kind of goofy fun. And there's also, sort of an open doorway for what's coming next, of course. These movies operate like that. But I was, like, really entertained. I do have to say, because of the success of Guardians of the Galaxy and the wackiness of those movies, and also my enjoyment of and surprise enjoyment, because I didn't come up as a huge Thor fan, but I really liked the first two Thor movies, especially the first one. This movie didn't have the wallop, the sort of surprise, like, oh my God, I love this movie as much as I thought it would, but I really, really, really dug this thing.
And I gotta say, the end fight sequence, like every one of these movies has a huge and over-the-top fight sequence, but this one I really, really enjoyed.
Pretty cool.
Well, everybody had their own separate fights, and I know it's like every goddamn superhero movie, but the music and just the fight choreography, what was at stake, and the humor at the same time.
A lot of really cool Led Zeppelin music in there.
Oh, it's so... And it worked so good. It worked so good. And I didn't think I would like this movie. I was sitting there and I'm like, oh my God.
It's pretty hard not to like this one.
This is, if you like Guardians of the Galaxy, you're absolutely going to like this movie a lot.
Yeah, and I think if you like the other two Thor movies, you're going to like this a lot too.
Oh, I think you'll like a lot more. Like, I like the other Thor movies. I didn't mind them. Yeah. But this is like the cream of the crop Thor movie for me.
I think I positioned my hype meter a little too high.
You always do this.
I know.
I remember when you did that for Lego Batman.
I know.
I like Lego Batman more than him.
I know.
He loves Batman.
And I think you like Thor Ragnarok a little bit more than me. I really did like this movie, and I think it hits that that batting percentile that Marvel has been hitting for a long time here. I'm going to give it an 8.5. What are you giving it?
I'm actually going to do the same, 8.5 for me as well.
All right, there you go. Hey, and listen, if you think you've got a superhero movie in you, you know that you can learn the skills to make one yourself by checking out the Vancouver Film School's one-year program. Go to VFS.edu for more info.